Bat Force Radio.
Bat Force Radio is rated M for mature, or should that be immature?
Hey guys, Dustin Nguyen.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder.
This is Paul Dini.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
You're listening to Bat Force Radio.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and you're listening to Bat Force Radio, so stay tuned.
Wow, I just love that intro, right?
Goes over. Gets you going.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Batman podcast. I am your host, Everything Batman. Some people call me Dunk or Dave. And I just want to welcome back for the second time our lovely guest, Lis Wonder.
Thank you for having me for the second time.
Thank you for joining. Yeah, it's been a while. How's everything going?
Everything is good. Just busy like a bee. Excited that cons are going back up, and just a lot of cool things going on in the cosplay world. It's like
that it is. I think you and I discussed that a couple of times. There's a lot of positive things going on in the community, and it's a beautiful thing to see, and just a lot of growth, and a lot of people working together to help each other out to help with that growth. But one of the things that happened recently, and we haven't had a chance to get you on sooner, you were involved in something special.
Yes, I was. And I heard his voice in your intro.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Talk about it. What is a special thing that you got involved in that we want to discuss?
So, I feel so weird, but I got involved with Nocterra. So Scott Snyder and Tony Daniels, super brilliant people, got together to create this, I would say, one-of-a-kind, badass story about Val and about, I don't want to call them, I would say creatures of the nights. And it's really, really awesome. The story that they created. So I was reading Nocterra 1, 2, 3, and I was just like super into it. It's a brand new comic, right? So I have a friend, Tim. He owns a comic book store, and he used to own a comic book store here in Miami. He moved to California, and we were talking about the possibility of having some sort of mix between cosplay and the comic book world. And we came up with the idea of doing a variant cover for one of the Nocterra books, since I loved it so much. And basically, I know that some cosplayers have done photo covers, but I wanted to really mix it up with an artist. And Taylor Kirkham is one of my favorites. I met him a couple of times, and I have a few of his art pieces in my house. I have a Boba Fett that he made. I have a
what?
Yeah, he did a Boba Fett.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a squad. I got it in black and white and then in color. And I have one of his medieval Batman with a dragon. I have a bunch of his work here. And when we told him about the idea, he loved it. And from there we went on to Image Comics, and they approved it, and it was just a process of getting it approved. And Tim called me like, hey, we're ready to go. We're good to go. It's going to happen. So I basically, I was very scared because this is a project I invested into, and I, from myself, was like, I think this would be a great way. Because a lot of people always ask me, do you sell prints? Do you, I don't know, have any sort of merchandise? I don't have anything. I just post my cosplay. I do have a Patreon where I just post high quality pictures. Like if I do a photo shoot, I post on Instagram or there or whatever, like 2 pictures, but then I'll post there like 5 more or a few more. You get a few more things there.
Nice.
But other than that, I don't really have any merchandise or anything like that. So I wanted to do something of value, and we did this. And when it came to the quantity of the books, I set 500 only because I wanted to be valuable. Also, when all of this is happening, it's so weird because right when he was doing the artwork, it got announced kind of like the Netflix was going to pick up this book, and my mind was blown. I'm like, what a crazy way of God putting this project into my life, because once it comes out on Netflix, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I think
huge.
it's going to be so huge. I mean, Scott Snyder's already huge, but it's just the fact that, you know, how people are. People that are not, let's say they don't read the comics or whatever, they're just going to get involved. Like it happened with Invincible and Amazon, and just everything, just Ryan Otley, you know, all this like artwork just became absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's going to be one of those. And the story's so good. It's just, so that's it. That's how it happened. That's basically how it happened.
That's awesome that it happened like that. And again, it was like the whole timing, like the moment that, like you had your book set and you were ready to like release it and everything, and then it was like, hey, by the way, Netflix got involved, and it's like,
Right.
wait, what?
What? And not only
so cool.
that, I actually, it's funny because one of the people that I love and I admire so much that are in the industry of film is James Wan. James Wan, you know, he's so young, but just he's done so much and he's so talented. He's done horrible, like scary movies like Conjuring and Insidious, and well, he directed Aquaman, but his whole background is horror. Malignant, I think it's called, the latest one that he did. It's really, really good. And the fact that this comic has so much horror in it, and the fact that James Wan is involved, you can tell this is gonna be one of those like,
you know, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be scary.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How long? You know, I'm curious. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be curious as well. Like, how long was the process between the idea, the variant, the art being done, and then you knowing it's going to happen?
I think it all was like August, like late August is when because I have a problem with time in my head, like with this COVID thing, and like, you know, working from home. It's just like, what day are we in?
Yeah, 2 years passed, and I was like,
know.
wait, what?
Yeah, I think it was September, early September, latest August.
Okay.
When I talked to Tim about it, because I remember I was in the beach. Like it was the last time where I could like really go to the beach on vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, Miami, I can go anytime, but I remember it was like, oh no, the winter's coming.
The winter in Florida.
Yeah. For me, I can't go in the water unless it's like a certain temperature. I'm not good for it. But I remember it being, and I was like, oh, this is so exciting. This is gonna be a really cool opportunity.
That's
then I talked to you. Actually, you were one of the first people I called.
I don't know what you're talking about. I knew nothing.
I honestly, I have a few people in my life that I'm like, you know, that I admire, that I respect, that I know that they care about certain things like I do. And after everything was kind of like, hey, this is gonna happen, I call you right away, and I was like, hey, this is gonna happen. What do you think about this? And you were like, you know,
yeah.
So I always appreciate that, because, you know,
no problem. I appreciate you reached out to me, because I was just like, why is Liz calling me? Right? It was like, I think it was like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy crap, is someone dying? Like, you know, what the hell's going on? And then when you told me the plan, I was like, oh, you're good. This is easy.
Yeah, I was nervous. You know, I never really invest in myself. I do invest in my cosplays. That's still where my money goes, but I never invest into something to sell or to give back, because it's just weird to me. But then I saw so much value in Taylor's work and in this book, that it's not just about Lis Wonder or whatever. It's like, hey, you get this. I put my name there because I know some people that support me, but you get this. You get this artist, this thing, and Netflix is getting it. So it's just a heavy value in this comic.
That's awesome. Have you when it came to the art being done, like, did you have any say on what Tyler Kirkham was working on, or like, like what 100%. Did he work on? Like what? How was that process?
So 100. Obviously, she works. It has to do a lot with the nighttime, and she has a lot of lights and things, and the what is that called? The fire. It's not a fire. I always forget the name.
Lantern?
When you turn it on and it's like shh.
The saber or whatever it is?
No. No. When it's like let's say you're in an emergency situation.
Oh, the flare.
A flare gun.
Okay.
So there's flares, there's like all sorts of things, but I wanted it to be just dark. So I told him, I was like, we need to keep it to like reddish, like really, I want the flare in it. And I had this pose of one of my cosplays where I was just sideways with the sword like this, like just looking like, it was one of my most popular Wonder Woman actually photos. It just blew up on Reddit for some reason. I mean, it's cool. It's really cool. The moment that was captured, the hair, I was just like, and we look at that picture. I'm like, maybe we could use something like this, where you can tell that it's me.
Yeah.
And make the same pose, but obviously as Val. And then he did the black and white sketch, which I have here somewhere. Oh, I should have.
Yeah, let's take a look at the picture real quick. Let me just put it up so everyone can see. This is what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, there it is. And it was just one of those. As we talk, I'm gonna try to look for it on my phone, but basically that's what we based it on.
So I'm gonna be horrible with this. So what made you add your friend in the background?
80 is she's right there behind me, man. You know, I had to somehow honor our friendship. And she looks so beautiful with her red eyes and her big smile. And it's just like one of those things where she's just you're so one time in my life I was like, oh, that's 80 back there. And Dave lost it.
Yeah. So
like, I'm gonna use it in our
so what happened was
what happened was I'm sorry, I'm
Liz
looking
got
for the
this-
picture, okay, as we talk.
So Liz got this great shipment of books back to her house, and she was doing a live signing on Instagram. And she was signing the books, and out of nowhere she just goes, "Oh yeah, that's 80 in the background." I was just like, that's so. So I was in the chat, and I was like, "Great!" So I guess I got to get her signature next too.
Basically, I mean, it would, yeah. You should.
She's not gonna slap me if I ask her for a signature. Can you sign right here next to your face, like?
Oh my god, poor 80.
Horrible.
I found it. This is it. This is the.
Hold on. Awesome.
I don't even know if how I can hold on.
Okay, I see the resemblance.
So that's the picture that we kind of used as. You see my hands?
Yeah.
As the Nocterra cover. I don't know if you have the cover, but
that's really, yeah.
But basically, fun fact. I was like,
nice.
I was feeling that moment, and I think it's one of those pictures. Like Wonder Woman was my first cosplay, and there always has to be a little bit of her in everything I do in a way.
Of course.
And then that's how we came up with the. I mean, honestly, Taylor sent it to me in black and white. I was like, this is beautiful. And then the colorist, oh my god, his name. I'm gonna look up right now because I always forget.
That's all right.
But he just made it come alive, you know.
When it comes, so you said there's you have a black and white version of it.
Oh yeah, is this?
Is there any chance? I think I got it here. Let me show the black and white. Here we go.
Yeah.
Is there any talk of having a black and white version come out, like copies of the book?
No, not really. This is the I Fancia colorist. I Fancia Noir. He's the one that did the colors for.
Okay, nice.
For the comic, but no, we haven't really talked about that. We were gonna have basically like some comics for Megacon, which is coming up, and we saved a few of them, and
so did I.
Yes, and I'm so excited, like, to see you there and to see. I can't wait to start, promoting Megacon, because it's when I get to see people in real life and meet a lot of people. I met you at New York Comic Con 2 years ago.
Is that crazy? 2 years just like flew, like
over 2 years ago, I would say. Yeah, it flew by. but just to have, talk to people, just
Have interactions
get to
again.
see them. Also, CGC is going to be there.
Nice.
So you'll be able to get it certified by Taylor, and I think this is the first time where I'm going to be added to the because the thing is that the processing is taking so long, like to get anything CGC, but they're going to be at the con. So by having me sign a witness, whatever, the process is going to be way faster. So hopefully everything goes well. I'll be in the CGC list.
That's
I'll
awesome.
be able to also get it done at Megacon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Megacon just because it seems like I'm sorry, I'm looking at my wall with all the cons
Your
I'm going
wall.
to. Yeah, it looks like that's like the first big con that's going to come up for this year. I know there's a Philadelphia con. It's April 9th that weekend, and I'm going to WickedCon in Boston. But it's not like there's a lot of people going to that, but
Fun Expo.
has
Megacon is Fun Expo, I think, and they're huge. They're just gonna blow it up, and it's in Orlando.
The list
you get
crazy.
to go to Disney, so people come to Megacon. It's gonna be really fun.
I'm going to Disney. I'll be there on Wednesday.
So much fun.
But yeah, I was looking at the list of people going to be in Megacon, and so we're 2 months out, right, from Megacon, and first of all, that's exciting. The second thing is they have an amazing list. So
yeah, they do. We're still in the process, actually, of getting everything together. Communication wise, they're not that great. I have to be honest.
Tough.
It's just they have a lot going on. But as soon as I have more of an official announcement, I will definitely, share it. Oh look, my nail came off. Fun fact.
That's how excited you are.
Yeah. I was like, Megacon, rip off my nail. But yeah, I'll definitely announce it, and it'll be more official. But this is something that we're working on because they have a lot of good people going, and
Yeah,
scary.
I was looking at the list, and I'm not going to say his name. I'm friends with one of the people who runs operations for Fan Expo.
Man, can you talk to this guy to get back to us?
Hey, all right, yeah, but now when I'm recording, all right, so
doesn't matter.
You and I will talk about this afterwards.
I'm sorry.
I'm actually talking to him about someone else to try to get to Fan Expo Megacon. But yeah, we could talk about that, and I could definitely help you out with that process. That's what all the community is about, right? Helping each other out.
Yeah.
I looked at the list and I was like, crap, like I have to take a lot of books with me because I want so many things to get signed. And the scary thing is, and this is a good thing because it's they have so many high profile names, and like just to name a few, there's like Greg Capullo, Art Germ. I saw Art Germ was going to be there, and I was like,
really?
wow, yeah, he's going to be there, and I was so excited for that. There's way more, but like those are my first two that I was like excited about. But Tony Daniels, he did the interior for Nocterra. I'm surprised Scott hasn't announced yet. He always goes to MegaCon, but we'll see. There's so many announcements that happen between the initial people are going to be there, and then afterwards. So I'm excited for all that. The other thing I wanted to ask is how did Tim and you decide to go this route for this project?
Decide what route?
Like, first of all, how did you end up connecting with Tim? I know, I think you guys have, you guys been working together for a while, or you've been knowing Tim for a while.
So Comic Corps Promotion, which is now, they used to own a store in Miami, and that was the first comic book shop I ever went to here. And they basically, I would go there for hours and hours and talk about comics. Sometimes he'll be playing movies. Him and Louis, like, we always had such a good time. And they hosted like a few events for cosplayers, and his wife was a doctor at the hospital where like did visits, like monthly visits for the children.
Oh, nice.
So she's the one that was like my contact to go and do like hospital visits and stuff. So we had a really good relationship, and we had a lot of artists come in, like Taylor, we had John Boy, we had, Clayman, and every time, there was like a Jeff Decal, who's absolutely one of my favorite people. Like every time somebody would come, like I would be there and be so excited. We had Steve Aoki one time show up. It was so cool. I have his book. And
Steve Aoki, that guy, he didn't hit you with a piece of cake or anything, right?
No. We should have brought cake.
I would have done it. Like, hit me with the cake.
It was awesome because he did the comic book that he had. And basically, like, it was one of the best times. And then he moved. I was so sad. I was like, Tim. But I saw he was doing variants for different things. And that's how that's how this conversation started. Nice. And I kind of wanted to do a Wonder Woman one, but DC is like super highly expensive and just like very strict in a way and takes way longer. But I'm like, you know what? Nocterra. I really like Nocterra. I really like Val. And when I was reading Nocterra and I was looking at the inside art that Daniel did, I was like, oh my God, it kind of looks like me. Am I crazy? I was like, and my Tim was like, it looks like you. You look like Val, especially when she had the ponytail. I'm like, oh, I see it. You know, it was funny that I love her so much. And there was like a resemblance in a way. And she's such a badass, right? I feel like, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah,
it's cool.
Awesome.
I love
it. So before I continue, sorry, I had to laugh a little bit. We do have someone coming on.
Oh, you do?
Yes, we do. To ask some questions and help with the interview process. It's a friend of the Bat Force. Also, one of I guess your biggest fans.
Cole.
Everyone, welcome. Cole the Third.
I can't believe you figured that out.
Because I love you, Cole. You're so
thank you so much. No, I remember, and I was trying to think about it. I don't remember if I saw you first or Dave saw you first, but I remember when you popped up on Instagram, Dave, she looks just like Gal. And you kept coming up, and I'm like, is that Gal? Is that Liz? So when he told me I had to do this tonight, I didn't even fight with him on it.
No,
how are you doing, Cole?
I'm good. A little tired of working from home, but happy that I have the ability to work from home, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while it lasts, okay?
Cole, thank you so much for joining us.
No, you said Liz, I was here. That's all that mattered. I would have been here 15 minutes ago, but every other computer I was on was blocking my access to the site. Dave's like, use your phone.
Yeah, I felt bad because I'm like, crap, Liz is talking. I keep on looking down. Everyone else.
Maybe you're like organizing your
No, I'm trying to get Cole on here. I'm like, Cole, what the hell is taking so long?
That's a nice surprise.
So I was like, dude, let's use the phone.
Hoping you're coming to Megacon.
Oh yes, yeah. Dave and I were actually looking at dates for that. Was it about a week ago?
Yes. So
we're looking at hotels and everything for that too.
So he'll be at Megacon. I booked my flights already. I told them I'll be there on Tuesday, but now we're looking into rooms and stuff. So yeah, so surprise, your biggest fan.
And I wanted you to see, if you can
Elmo?
see it behind me. Not Elmo, but where is she?
I'm just kidding.
Linda.
Yeah, see Wonder Woman.
Yes, I told Dave, I said I have to position this so Liz can at least see this once.
Well, he bought that in New York City Comic Con, and I
want to see. I feel like I know who did that.
Jason Badhour.
Oh.
So when he was
really
like, "That's
really
Liz.
pretty.
I need to get that. That's Liz."
I've never bought art before, and I've always followed Dave to Artist Alley and kind of been like, okay, whatever. So after walking around last year, I said, you know what? I'm going to go down there. I know he's down there, so I'll go check it out. And I'm just walking and I'm looking, and that was sitting on a table. And I stopped, and I didn't realize the artist was there, who drew it. And he saw me stop, and he talked to me for a second. I said, you don't have to say anything else. I'm going to buy it. It's just a matter of which one I'm going to buy. It was a really big one, and then it was that size, and I figured that size would work better in my room. And if you get it, it's on my Instagram. It's on his Instagram. It encompasses Linda Carter, as Diana Prince and Wonder Woman. And it's just so, it's the first thing I've ever seen. I had to have it. I had to have that.
That's beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be the first out of many, I'm sure.
Yeah, because my brother, I don't know if you can see it from where I'm sitting. My brother gave me
on the left.
the Storm for Christmas. So I actually left the Wonder Woman at my brother's apartment because I didn't want to take it home on the train and get it damaged. And he had it framed for me for Christmas. And then for Christmas, he was like, well, open this one. And he knows I love Storm. So I could not wait to get those hung up in my room in the office.
That's nice. I love that. Like, I don't have it here. I just have it backed up. But my other room, I have all the artwork because I don't buy it either. And there's just some things that you see and it's like, I have to have it.
I'm like, I got nothing to say.
There's like so many things like there.
When you go with him to Artist Alley, I don't know what he's looking at. I'm not sure. But when I saw that, I said, now I know why Dave does what he does down here. Because this, you have that reaction. And
you just like fall in love with a piece.
Yes, yes. And every morning I walk by that, I kid you not, I just wave at her. I say, hey, Linda. Hey, Wonder Woman.
It's funny enough that we were talking about your variant cover, but like this one here, that's a DKR by Tyler Kirkham. So I got that signed by him New York Comic-Con 2018.
Wow.
Jesus, that's like 4 years ago. And it's something I've been debating over getting a tattoo because I'm like, it looks so good. I'm like, do I really want a tattoo that big on my body?
Do it, man.
I'm afraid.
Not gonna do it. Let's do it.
Okay, well, you got to do it now.
I'm gonna get it done. And like,
Cole, imagine if you see that every day and you kiss. But imagine if it was like here, like everywhere you go.
I'm afraid of pain. Yeah, it's pain. I've thought about getting a tattoo for 30 years, and every single time I get close to it, I'm like, no, I can't.
It doesn't hurt that bad.
Maybe
something like that though. Like that's. I want like I don't know. I need to get a little bigger. I need to go to the gym a little more.
Is that I can't tell because I don't know.
I got you.
Because it's like, is that in the mud pit? I can't. Oh, that's when he's fighting in the pit in the water.
When he's fighting the mutant leader and all that stuff.
The mutant.
He's a surgeon.
Mutant.
Yeah.
And then my girl shows up.
And Carrie Kelly shows up and saves the day. My favorite Robin. No one give me crap for saying that's my favorite Robin because it is.
So cute.
Well, Carrie is awesome.
She is.
Well, it just shows that it's God. I'm gonna get into this one. It just shows that someone that has motivation and cares about someone so much that they're capable of anything, regardless to age, the gender, or whatever. The ambition is there, and they're capable of things that no one thinks that they're capable of. So it's like, I'm just a big fan of Carrie Kelly.
Yeah. She's like really like, I don't know. I just feel like everybody else, I feel like Batman's teaching them all the time and like how to behave a certain way. But then she's just like naturally heroic. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
So young.
I have to say, I think my favorite Robin is Damian. I've got my mom watching all of the animated stuff. She can't stand Damian. But I love Damian Wayne. If anybody could save Batman, it's going to be Damian because he's going to do what he's not going to think.
It's
he's just going to do whatever he needs to do.
It's difficult because every Robin has their strength. Apparently, statistically,
Dick Grayson.
No, statistically, what's his name? Red Robin. Tim Drake is he's the best one. He's the one with the most martial arts, the smartest, and all that stuff. But whatever, you know what? It's everyone's opinion. Whoever you pick doesn't matter. Everyone's awesome. They're all fighting for good. Even though
I don't know about Damian.
Damian's like a little d-bag. But he respects his father and he looks for his father's approval and his mother's approval, and that's what most kids do, right? I guess. Right. So that's a positive way of looking at it.
Poor guy.
Mom, I want you to love me. And then she created a twin that killed him. Wow. This is perfect though, because now we're talking about and debating over Robin. So I'm going to go to a completely different subject and something more recent because we Cole, you missed it earlier. We had an interruption from Liz's father. And that being said, he might jump back on.
Liz, I love your dad. I was messaging Dave last night. I think it wasn't midnight, but it was close. I would just happen to be scrolling Instagram and I saw, and I was like
1 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah,
we got out of poker.
I was like, I love her dad. I watched both videos twice. Your dad is awesome, and not to go too far into this, he liked the movie for the exact same reasons I liked it.
Okay,
but he was just
10:36
awesome.
p.m.
Okay, all right. I didn't think it was because I was watching the Bat Force at 1 something.
I was such a it's funny because I did like a bunch of little videos asking him, and one of the videos he's like, "Oh, the movie was great," and it's like 2 hours after I woke up from my nap, I'm like, "Dad, you can't say this thing."
So
he's just so crazy.
He's awesome. I saw the video and it was like you were asking him about the movie and you haven't watched it yet, and he was like, "Come back to me later after the movie." And
he got so serious all the time. I'm like, okay, fine.
I hope I think I'm gonna drive home tomorrow. Hopefully I can take my dad to watch it. If he doesn't want to watch it, I'm gonna make him watch it the week after that. But talking about the Batman, there was so much great things that came out and all that stuff. And the next thing I want to go to is, of course, a friend of mine and yours, this lovely picture you guys collabed together on.
Oh, Jake, he's so nice.
Oh, I love that.
This came out great.
Thank you.
Who edited this?
Oh, I think that was Brian Zapp, who passed away.
Oh no.
Dude, his death hit me so hard because I never met him in real life, but it's one of those people that did my edits, and I had him when I created my YouTube channel. I had him in like 3 of my videos, one of them asking questions, and like I always like try to bring Brian into, because he was so talented.
Yeah.
He was so young, and his death was one of those things that I haven't done any more interviews because of it. I mean, I'm okay now, but it was just like, it's hard. Crazy how meeting people online and like through cosplay just really affects you. And I cried for like a week straight. I was just like down. He was the one. Sorry, it's like a Debbie Downer, but
that's all right. Understandable.
He was the one.
Last 2 years was a Debbie Downer.
It's like that was crazy. Yeah, and it was so sudden, like health thing. But I was just like, wow.
The beauty of everything in the community and like what the thing that people don't focus on when it comes to social media, right? Like social media is like, oh, it's so toxic and blah blah blah. No, but there's so much good that comes from it, and you build these relationships with people, and you build these connections that you don't build with people that you know your entire life, right? And like you build closer relationships with people on social media than you do with your family sometimes. And
I think it's because you have the same interests, and it's such a narrow down niche of like, this is what we like, and that's it. All it takes is like a meet, and then it's like friends forever, because you basically narrowed down all your interests into like, this is it. And you meet people that like the same things you like, think the same way you do.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier.
Yeah. And we should focus more on that, because I feel like, people get hung up on negative comments or anything. And it's like, no, there's so much better. Like, and it's like, I forgot what they say. It's like, something good happens, no one cares. Something bad happens, everyone focuses on it. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's a mindset. Like I look at all the positive in social media and like, all right, so like, look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Who would have thought? Like, we got Florida, Virginia. I would have never met you guys any other way. But here we are because of social media. Like, there's a relationship and there's a trust and there's a respect. And, you don't do that with a typical person you meet every day. And
I don't like meeting people. I'm in my gym and people try to talk to me. I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know if you like Batman or not, so don't talk to me.
Yeah, like for me, like, you know, everything Batman, I'm always wearing Batman stuff. So like everywhere I go, like this shirt at the gym, right? Batcave.
That's great.
What's it say?
Look
Do you sweat? You will, right? And someone's like, "Oh my god, where'd you get that shirt?" And I was like, "Oh, this website." He's like, "Oh yeah, Batman is the man." And I was like, "I know." So it's like, it's you know, it's a hit or miss, but like social media, like you said, you narrow it down how you meet people and stuff, and then you plan stuff. Like, here we go, we're all going to meet at Megacon, and like that's something positive that people should focus on instead of the trolls and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, think about how we met. It was literally
a hat.
It was a hat. That's how Dave and I met. It was on. I had saw a post that Steve was on. Steve saw that I liked the post, and I commented, "I like this hat." I don't remember how or when Dave jumped in, but fast forward like a few months later, we met in New York, and we've been friends ever since. And you hear people talk about how toxic social media is, and I'm like, no.
If you focus on it, it is
how you're focusing on certain things and what you're looking at. You can find horrible stuff, you know, on the internet all of the time. It's just that I don't go looking for that stuff. I go looking for Batman or Wonder Woman or Superman stuff, and I meet Dave, and then I meet you. So
I agree.
And that's what everyone should do. Focus on the positive. All right. The next. So moving forward, Liz, on the positive, we're going to talk about your experience on watching Batman the first time. So we got this lovely picture here.
Oh.
How was that?
Well, that was cool. I mean, I got an email from Allied Global, like it's this people, like PR firm, and they're like, "Hey, we have a screener to the Batman. Would you like to come with a guest?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is this, and this is my guest. That's it." And I'm like, it's very normal to get, you know, screeners and stuff like that. I had no idea this is gonna be like this. Like, I thought it was gonna be one of those, like, you know, just you walk in, you might get a poster, and then you watch the movie. I was very excited about the movie. And it's funny because I typically wear, you know, a t-shirt and jeans or whatever. And I told Adi, I'm like, Adi, kind of want to wear this dress. It's like I never in my life worn this dress, and it's yellow, and it has nothing to do with Batman. But I kind of want to wear these boots, and I kind of want to do my hair like this and like do some makeup. And Adi's like, okay, you know, typically people are gonna go in black and red and leather, like it's more. And I was like, I want to wear this dress. Yeah, like, you know, it's Batman. It's like a little more. But I was like, this dress is cool, and I feel very girly, whatever. And now that I think about it, those are Hufflepuff house colors. Which it was Cedric, and I love Harry Potter, and he was in Harry Potter. And I'm like, oh my God. So it's funny because, you know, when you leave the movies, the little, like, when you leave the cinema, the theater, there's like a staircase, right? And so you leave and you go under this bridge. I was up there with Nina, my friend Nina, and Robert Pattinson was walking away, and I'm like, Cedric, and he looked up and he gave me like this big smile, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on? And I'm wearing that dress, and I'm like loving Harry Potter like I do. It's just worked out so well. I was like, don't. Like, I was such a nerd. And I don't know, it's just one of those things that got put in my heart, like, hey, wear this. And I get there, and there's so many cameras and a red carpet and like some people that look like bodyguards. And I'm just like, I get a wristband. It's very weird. You know, it wasn't like a normal thing.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Robert Pattinson and Sunset Place, which is like a very basic mall that we have here. Like, no. It's not gonna be. It's probably gonna be. He's gonna be on TV, saying "Hey" or something. Like I would, and then this guy starts saying, "We have a surprise. We have a surprise," and he just shows up.
That's awesome.
I was like losing it, and Adi was so nervous. She was next to me the whole time, saying she's anxiety. She's like, "Oh my God, I had too much coffee because we had a lot of coffee." She's like, I feel like I'm gonna blow up. And like, what if he shows up? Oh my god, my heart. And she just like continued, and she was giving me anxiety. And then we had to wear a mask. I couldn't breathe. I was just like,
yeah, when you have anxiety, it's hard to breathe, especially with a mask on.
Yeah, and the thing is that she kept, it kept delaying. And I'm like, why is this delaying so much? And then boom, there it is. And I was like, oh, this is so freaking cool. It was really cool. It was a really cool experience. And then watching the movie after that hype,
Oh, so that was beforehand? He was there before the movie?
Oh, that was before.
It was like, hey, they asked him a couple questions, and then he was like, okay, bye, enjoy. I was just like, let's go. Ready.
I would have been like, I don't even know. Like, I would have waited. Like, it would have been cool after the fact, but like beforehand, like, what? Batman was here?
So freaking cool. And like,
that's awesome.
That scene that he walks in, to me, it has to be one of the best introductions to most terrifying. It's literally fear. I was just like, the shadows, it's the fear. And then he shows up, the whole theater lost it. And there's one thing that I miss about movies is it's just the crowd going insane together.
Yes.
And the whole place, we had just seen him. The whole place went bananas. I'm talking about like, it wouldn't shut up. Like, and it's Miami, so we're loud people. I'm never gonna forget this. And the Batmobile scene, that was the whole time.
I love the Batmobile. Sounded almost like something from Jurassic Park or whatever, because I kept looking, going, what is that sound? And I'm looking around the theater,
vibrating,
and I'm like, what is that sound? Because it sounded like a pterodactyl or a velociraptor, and then I realized that's the Batmobile. I need my car to sound like that at the stoplight. That was awesome.
The whole chase was insane, and people just screaming. I love the movies. I think this is a movie meant for the movies. You can't see this at home.
Yes. I just told a friend of mine.
But it's just
I told a friend of mine, you have to experience this in the theater. This was made to experience in the theater. I felt like I grew up watching old movies with my mom. So like 30s and 40s, I love those mystery suspense type things. This reminded me, the tone of it, how it was photographed, even a little bit of the acting. It was like those old mystery type movies that I grew up watching. But it didn't seem out of place. But I think this movie is going to age very well, because except for like some of the cell phones and a little bit of the technology, it's not dated. And you can't look at the suit and say, well, this is this and this. You can't look at Zoe and go, well, this is this, this, and this. You could definitely tell everything was done very intentional. And I can't wait to go see it again.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it again tomorrow. And my take was, if you read Batman books, if you know anything about Batman and his mythos, it was a perfect detective film. It was a perfect representation of Gotham, right? Dark, corrupt, people needing help. It was a perfect representation of Batman, very mentally distraught as Bruce Wayne, really unsure about his surroundings, very observant of his surroundings. And then as Batman, it was just, I need to do everything possible so people don't go through what I went through. Like when the kid lost his father, and that one part, he's just staring at the kid. I have goosebumps talking about it. I was just like, he's feeling that kid's pain. Yo, okay.
When Alfred saw that scene, did you cry? I cried.
Wait. Let me the Alfred part. Okay, so after the whole car scene, when he finds out that Bruce Wayne's the next target, I told my buddy next to me, yo, I'm gonna curse. If fucking Alfred dies, I'm leaving. My exact words. My buddy looked at me. He was like, what? I'm gonna fucking leave this fucking movie theater if Alfred dies. That's it. And I'm going to say this respectfully, I'm tired of things happening to Alfred. Leave Alfred alone. Like, yo, can Alfred just trip and fall? Not get blown up, not lose a hand, not get cancer, not get killed, not get his head snapped by Bane. Leave Alfred alone. We love Alfred. I love Alfred so much. I do.
Yeah, but when he saw the little kid, when that Bruce spent so much time staring at the little kid, with the camera from the eyeball thing.
Yeah, how sick is that?
I thought that was so.
Like, I know we got the glasses. If we get the contacts, I'm gonna start wearing those contacts to work because I got some dirt on some people.
A new way of covering your ass. What is it called?
Yeah.
Like, this happened.
I'm like, yo, HR, you see this email I'm looking at?
Let me show you something really quick.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on, let me upload this. Send.
Oh my god, that's so dangerous.
We need it. Yeah, continue with Alfred and the kid.
No. I started to interrupt you. I meant when he was looking at the kid. I meant when Alfred saw that he was looking at the kid. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was a big scene.
He was like,
it was
he knew. He knew.
Yeah, Alfred knows. Yeah, and
yeah.
Alfred. I think the biggest turning point in the movie, and not to say so much. There was a part when Bruce Wayne said he wasn't scared of dying, and when he found out what happened to Alfred, it wasn't about him anymore. It was about his family because he lost his family before. And when he realized the nurse says, is there anyone else, another next of kin? And he was like, no, there's nobody else.
Right.
And at that moment, he realized, crap, this is my family. This guy worries about me. And it's no longer about me anymore. Because I said before, I'm not scared about dying. No, it's not. I shouldn't be that selfish. Here's a guy who cares about me. He's scared of me dying.
Dude, the development of this character.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the beginning to an end.
Yeah. But everyone developed. Like every character developed. When you look at Catwoman, when you look at Penguin, even Falcone, like before that scene happened. And Alfred, when it comes to any comic book, any animated series, any animated movie, any movie, Alfred is the voice of reason for Batman. He's the one that balances him. And you saw that. And I was like, here we go. Alfred being the man again. Alfred's the best Robin.
He is. He's such a badass. Pennyworth.
Yeah. I was actually watching season 2 of Pennyworth now because I haven't.
Right. I need to start it season 2 as well.
So good.
My mother loves that. I didn't even know she was watching it. And she asked me, are you watching this show about Batman's friend? And I'm like, what? And she goes, the guy who lives or works with Batman. And I'm like, Alfred? I'm like, you're watching Pennyworth? She was like, it's really good. I'm like, okay.
It's so good. So good. But yeah, overall, I think if you understand Batman, you love the movie. Mm-hmm. If you're expecting DC to do what the MCU is doing, you're not gonna like Batman. It's hopefully, and from all the rumors we're hearing, we might get a Penguin series or a spinoff.
Right.
Where I heard, we're getting.
I think they confirmed that the Penguin show is coming to HBO Max. I think that was confirmed. Yeah.
HBO Max is if HBO Max does what they're saying, it's gonna be crazy because they discussed having a Catwoman spinoff a couple of months ago.
Oh, that needs to happen.
Yeah, and now we have the Batgirl, which is gonna be nuts.
The movie. We have Sasha Calle as Supergirl.
Yeah,
they should do like a show for her too.
And then we're gonna have Flashpoint coming out, which is gonna be insane. God knows what happens after Flashpoint.
It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, so the DC is doing a lot of great things. I don't like that people like to compare DC and the MCU because they're two different universes.
They really are. It's very different.
Marvel's been have done things their way for a while. WB has been all over the place, obviously, because as fans, we petitioned for the Snyderverse and we actually won that battle, but we're not.
Liz.
It doesn't seem like we're gonna get more, but maybe we are. We don't know.
I think so.
But right now, Matt Reeves, what he's working on, we hope that it continues. That's what I hope. Yeah.
Well, I've told everyone who asked me my opinion, I said, if you're going to go see Batman, do not go to see this if you're going to see Batman in Justice League, or Batman as a super friend, or Batman from the old 60s show.
Yeah,
This is Batman the detective, the origin. But I think because Batman kind of took a shift in the 60s with the Adam West show, and they just made it a little bit more everyone friendly, that a lot of people are not familiar. Batman was originally a detective. He was called the detective. And him being a detective in this, it just blew me away because, like I said, I watched those detective movies with my mom and those detective shows growing up, the ones from the 30s and 40s. And this was like watching a old movie, but not an old movie. I mean, he just did a fantastic job, and there's so many different ways that they can go with this. And I agree, MCU and DC, they're two totally different things, and I don't see the need to compare them. I go to MCU for one thing, you go to DC for something else.
I don't even compare the Batman to each other because they're so different. Like I was telling my husband, I was like, well, picture this. There's a scene where there's a lot of water. It would not have matched if Aquaman showed up. Like with the Batman, doesn't match.
It doesn't.
Makes no sense. Like that's just not Matt Reeves' goal. He's not in a superhero film. It's a fully detective film. It's somebody that if Dave tomorrow decided to like be a vigilante and have a lot of money somehow, I don't know. It felt real. You know, I loved when he put the makeup on. I love
that's where my money is my con money.
There you go. I love like how he put the thing. I love to see his version with the dirty eyes.
Yes.
You know, it just
felt real.
Like Gotham felt real, and
the
penguin wasn't like super like
correct.
Back in the,
it wasn't goofy.
It was,
but they got the waddle in a very slick way. I was like, they got it in without it being corny. But I was telling Dave earlier, one of my favorite parts of the movie was when he gets stuck on the top of the building. I'm like, how's he gonna get out of here? And when he does like the little suit and he flies, but the way he lands, that's what would happen if a guy put on a suit and decided he wanted to try that. And I just thought, and they actually let him be hurt when he got up. And there were just so many micro things about it. I can't go see it again this weekend. I'll probably fall asleep, but I'll probably go. I want to go next week. What? Dude, once I stayed awake once. It's 2 hours and 56 minutes. And look,
you're talking to the wrong guy, dude.
So
I don't sleep.
My activity for next week is to go see it again, because this is one of those movies that every time you see it, you're gonna pick up something else.
I saw so many new things this time. Yeah. And when Catwoman was like Bloodhaven, well, you know what Nightwing is from.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, he's definitely gonna be in the next movie.
Yes. So, well, first, I felt overall the movie was very realistic. It felt like it could happen, and it's kind of like I feel like all right. So after the Joker, right? After watching the Joker, I went to the premiere for the Joker, and Joaquin Phoenix was there. So kind of like when
the same.
When he was there, I was like, what? And like I met Todd. I met Todd, and I was like, what? Like, what is going on? I lost my mind. But after the Joker was played and I was there, and then they had a Q&A after the movie, everyone was there. I was processing everything, and I was like, yo, like this seems so real. It could happen, because it made it real. This movie made it real. Todd Phillips and the writers and the actors made it seem like this is possible. And after watching the Batman, you know how every Batman movie, I don't know, where it's like Batman's like, all right, I'm out, and he's gone. You don't know what he's holding on to, whatever. But every scene you saw what he held on to, and it launched him, and you saw how he landed, and it was like, all right, cool.
I could do that.
Real. It's
My
real.
toxic trait tells me I could do that too.
Yeah. But it just made it seem like it was more realistic that the technology is there, that it's possible to be Batman. One, it is, because there's a class in Oxford University that says that to be Batman costs $300 million. Okay. So
I'm gonna GoFundMe.
that GoFundMe is gonna be running for a really long time. But then you watch these scenes, and like, and just the decision making, and like, even like when, I don't even want to, the one scene where he thinks something's gonna happen to Catwoman, and he grabs his adrenaline, and he's like, the one hole, bam. The only way that anyone could do anything is an adrenaline rush. And he does it.
Definitely Bane serum. Because he got so mad, like he was not himself. But
that's the rush of adrenaline, because a lot of people get that adrenaline rush, but if you get an actual shot of adrenaline,
there's green though. I feel like it's the Bane serum.
Maybe we get Bane next series. You never know. But yeah, everything just felt real. But Liz and I were talking about earlier in the week how the next series is going to be, and who could be a possible villain. And I mentioned the scene, and then Liz hits me with what she found on the website.
Yeah.
And it seems like Hush is going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think so too.
Because
but not to give it away. So would there be multiple because of who was at the end?
It has to be multiple.
Okay.
Because remember, it's not going to be a one. Like, think about it. There was a little bit of Long Halloween. It was kind of like a year 1, year 2. Ego. This movie was a mixture of a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So you just can't have Hush, because that'd be great, because with Hush, there's a Joker, there's a Catwoman, there's Hush. The biggest thing about Hush was that there was a scene where the news is being played, and they were talking about a Riddler video, and the Riddler video said that Thomas Wayne had this reporter killed, and the reporter died, and the reporter's name, I think, was
something Elliot.
Yeah, it was like either Edwin Elliot or Edward Elliot, something like that. First thing I thought, oh my God, Thomas Elliot, crap, Hush. And then at that moment, the screen popped up and it said Hush. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, yo, I thought Hush was going to be in this movie. I was mad pumped about that, because no one knows Hush. No one knows Hush.
I have to go. So that'll be one of the things when I see it again. I'll have to catch it a second time, because it was just so much going on that I know I missed some stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I missed that.
Yesterday, I watched it again, and I found a couple of things like that. Like the serum, I was like, it's green.
And I did realize it was green. Yeah, it was green.
I did.
But didn't he have a hole specifically cut? That looked like that hole was there on purpose.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's what I thought. He had that site so he could inject that shot. Okay, all right.
He thought of everything. He's Batman.
He tries to think of everything except landing with his ground suit.
He should have gotten rollerblades.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Or like, no, the way the suit went on was funny, because I know it was like, and he was like,
hey, come. I was like, come here, boy, come to my pocket.
I was like,
in my pocket.
I'm like, how is he gonna land? I was thinking that. I'm like, does he? And when he was doing that, I'm like, does he have a parachute? Because
he did, but it got messed up with the train.
Yeah, that was the funny part.
Poor
and
guy.
It was like, oh crap. There was a lot of funny parts that a lot of people in the theater laughed.
But it's a funny movie. It's weird, because when he was making out with Catwoman, and then he was like, this was sponsored by Thomas Wayne. It was just the timing of it was so funny.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday again. I was just
I guarantee there's small things like that I missed.
Or like the thumb drive. I was just like
that. Yes. I got, yeah. That was
he was just like the thumb drive.
Wow. That was morbid.
But that's the thing. It is
funny.
It's Gotham. It's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark. It's good to have his puns, because come on, why not? And
there's this Joker. I'm gonna show it to you guys because I was talking to Jake about it, and I was like, people in the movie theater are like, that's Two-Face. I'm like, no, it's Joker.
No.
And then of course he laughs, but I was like, they couldn't have casted a better Joker. Like, if this is the Joker that has the face stapled.
Yes.
Well, there's been talks about the Court of Owls being brought into this
please
trilogy. And if you do get Death in the Family, that would be
that's the one that has
that's the Joker with the staples.
Right.
And
where is it?
Court of Owls would be phenomenal because there's so much more to Gotham.
Well, the guy who was the Joker, they actually planted him.
He looks just like him.
No, you're right. That's
him.
what you could see. Because at first I had to kind of like, oh, that's the Joker.
I have to watch it again.
Yeah. With the guy who
face is
plays
the same,
him.
the eyes.
Yeah. That's the guy from the Eternals. And they planted him to make it look like, I think they planted him to make it look like he was a reporter because they got pictures of him on set. And then turns out the part he was actually there for was the Joker.
We'll see.
Perfect casting. If that's the case, it's like straight up comic book accurate, like the look.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to see where this goes. So much hearsay is going on. I'm excited with all the merch is coming out. Little Caesars and their prints.
I just hope it's not black. Everything is black all the time, like the shirts. I'm like, I have dogs, y'all. Like, why can't you just like light gray, red even? My God, on my thing, I'm always
Liz,
like having to.
All black, everything. It's Batman.
I know, but
Listen,
red.
when I do laundry, it's so easy.
Yeah, my dogs. I don't know. They're shedding right now more than ever, and it's just like my dad and I had to like super use
you have gorgeous dogs.
Thank you, but they shed a lot.
Hold on. Before we move on, before we try to close out anything, can your dad come on and do a review?
No.
All right, I tried. Yeah, record him doing a review and I'll post it at the end credits. Before closing out, I first of all, Liz, thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate our relationship and the respect we have for one another. Cole,
thank you for joining.
This was a given. As soon as he said Liz, I'm like, I told him, I said, wait a minute, I gotta go in the bathroom and get my mustache together. So I'm good. So I'm 100% good for Liz tonight. It was a pleasure. I've loved you since the first time you came across my Instagram feed. So
thank you so much.
Anytime Liz comes up on there, yes, absolutely.
When he met you in New York Comic Con, I was like, oh, Liz is upstairs. You got to come with me. He was like, yeah. And,
it was like, I didn't know you were going to be there. And when he said you were going to be there, I was like, let's go. No, let's go.
It was so much fun.
I want to thank you guys both. I appreciate you guys so much. This community has been so much to me. You guys have been a major part of that. But before we before we leave, right? I always ask us one thing. I'm gonna go with Cole first. Any message to anyone who's watching or listening?
There's a lot going on right now, but kind of like we were saying earlier, focus on the light, the good people, the people who lift you up, the people who support you. Not just ask for support, but just give support. Because if you need it, someone else needs it.
100. Liz?
I love it, Cole. I think you're right there. Like, the world's crazy. I think whatever you were thinking of doing and you're too shy about it or scared, wondering, like, am I too good? I mean, I'm not going to be good. Or, am I not too good? Like, just do it. You're going to kill it. If it comes from here, it's going to be successful. So just don't be scared. I mean, you got to try it, right?
Hell yeah.
So.
Before we go, I guess I have my piece, right? I want to thank the community. A lot of people reached out and asked, when are you going to do another episode? Are you all right? Is everything good? It's been a tough 2 years, right? A lot's been going on. world, you watch the news, negative. Personally, I had a lot going on in my life. But I want to thank the community for helping me through my hardships and being the positive things that I needed in my life to continue being myself. And this goes out to everyone. It's crazy watching the news and see how negative things are.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to make it you have to find the positivity in yourself and everything that's going on in your life. You get out of bed, that's something good. You woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to a new day. Make sure when those 2 feet hit the ground, the devil says, "Holy shit, I fucked up. This person's still around." Wake up every day with the ambition. And what is it they say? Like, with the same confidence as an 8-year-old with a Batman shirt. Like, just
I love that.
Wake up every morning with positivity. Listen, it's going to be a great day. Work on that mindset. There's so much going on in this world, but you know what? Be the positivity in this world.
Yeah.
Help someone out. Just give someone a smile. Say hi. You have no idea how far that goes. So many, and I always go to suicide because there's so much. I lost a lot of friends to suicide, and I don't talk about it enough. So many people commit suicide because they're not seen.
The big picture,
and
they don't have the help.
You give them a hello, and that means someone sees them, and it's something so small. Like, say hello to people you don't know. Start a conversation. Reach out. Don't listen to trolls on your fucking comments.
Yeah.
Don't feed to that, because you know why? Because at the end of the day, when we all stay positive and we focus on the positivity, your life is going to get better, their life is going to get better, and the world's a better place. And I'll end with make the world a better place. Thank you for watching. Follow Liz on
social media. Okay. But I want to tell you something.
Social medias.
I want to tell you something. I practice every single night for the past 2 years, something that has changed my life and outlook. And it's called 10 things. Every single night I go to bed, I have to say 10 things that I'm grateful for. And it's like, that's so weird, so hard. No, I'm talking about like today I got to, have my favorite coffee. Or like today I got to, I went to my grandfather's birthday party. Today I went, like, there's always 10 things. And it just makes you go to bed and like, you know what? Today was a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do that
because
too.
You tend to focus on like tiny little stupid stuff that it's like ruins your day. Yeah. But when you go to bed knowing that there were 10 things that, it was a good day. And then tomorrow you wake up like, so anybody wants to practice that. Like, you do that too?
Yeah, I do.
I haven't missed a single day.
Yeah.
And it's mind-changing.
Sometimes I write it down, and before I go to bed, I just read, like, there's affirmations and stuff like that. So many things you could do just to help that mindset and just be more positive. And you focus on positivity, you attract positivity.
Yeah. And also, like, I know online is very difficult, but you can set up your profile. I had it for a while, but I changed it back. But I was just getting, we're all people and like we all go through things, and my grandma had died and I just wasn't there. So I was like, you know what? Only people that I follow can comment on my posts. Yeah. And I had it that way for a little bit because I didn't want to deal with some 12-year-old that got internet just saying stupid stuff.
Like Twitter. You have
if
no
you're
idea.
If you're feeling like it's too heavy or right now you're not mentally there, you can change your setting to like only certain people can comment, and that's really helpful for yourself. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Those are two tips like that have helped me be better here.
So everyone out there, just make sure that do what you can to focus on more positivity, because it's easy to turn on the news and feel like the world's ending. But you look out the window and people are still going to hot yoga, people are still buying groceries, and everyone's living their life and everything's good. Focus on the good. Don't focus on the negative. That being said, hope to see you guys at Megacon.
Yes.
Of course.
And that is that. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Get a like, follow Liz, follow
and you can
Cole.
still buy books in the website. There's still a few left.
Yeah.
So whoever wants a copy of the Nocterra, there are a few left.
And get them signed that Megacon.
There you go.
Oh, of course.
Thanks a lot. And guys, we are out.